What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? It's just a quick recap of Monday night's Big Brother. I know I'm a little late, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway. I said I was gonna stick with it, so we're gonna stick with it. So Sarah Beth is HOH, and we are now trying to figure out her nominations. We are at a point where the cookout is pretty much dominant in the house, and the one person that they absolutely did not want to win is the person that won. So here's the drama, right? X doesn't he's not necessarily too worried because he feels like he's got a pretty good relationship with Sarah Beth from when they were all in the same on the same team together. I believe they were on the Kings. However, Sarah Beth doesn't really feel like she can trust X all that much because when she was on the block next to Christian, she felt like he showed his hand and showed who he was really loyal to. But I don't think she's his target. Derek X, of course, he's nervous and worried, because he actually put Sarah Beth on the block when he was HOH. So it's kind of like, even though I told her she was the pawn, I did put her on the block. So it's always that. Alyssa is worried because she said, listen, I don't really have an alliance with Sarah Beth. Like, we were on the same team, but I definitely made my feelings known when she was up on the block against Christian. Like, there were no question marks about that. And her thing is, the only person in this house that I can trust is X. Everybody else might be cool, but I know we ain't cool. And of course, the rest of the cookout is, of course, nervous. Claire's kind of out there on her own. Her only ally, or her main ally, I should say, is Tiffany. At this point, honestly, you guys, I feel like I'm here for the cookout, and I appreciate all that the cookout has done. And however far the cookout can go, I'm here for it. But a certain part of me feels like you've achieved your goal, right? Everybody in the cookout will be a jury. At this point, I think it might be time to kind of say every man / woman for himself. No hard feelings. See you either in the jury house or on decision day. You know what I mean? Because now I feel like staying true to the cookout is almost hurting their game, because Tiffany is actually more loyal to Claire than pretty much anybody else in the cookout. X, I think, is probably more loyal to Alyssa. Derek F and Hannah have a thing. You know what I'm saying? Kylan and SB definitely have a thing. And Oz's, her ally just walked out the door with Brittany. Derek, who cares about Derek F? Yeah, I'm so over Derek F. Now, the best part of this whole episode was when Tiffany and Derek F finally had the conversation that they needed to have. And when I say y'all that Tiffany was absolutely 100% gangster on this whole situation, and I don't even think she was trying to be gangster or try to be rude, but I do feel like Derek came to her and he talking about and I feel like his only reason for coming to her is because now that Brittany is out of the house and he know him and Ozzy really ain't got no damn power. Now you want to come back and you want to try to make up with Tiffany, but you ain't even come back with an apology. You came back on some old, well, we all have a common goal, and I know, we're cut from the same cloth. She was like, me and you are not the same. I said, oh shit. She said, we are not the same. She was like, because I would have never done to you what you did to me. She was like, the way you rolled up on me and you was all rrr, rrr. He was like, I didn't roll up on you. That's not what I did. She was like, no, you absolutely did. You absolutely rolled up on me. She was like, if the situation had been reversed, she said, well, Brittany didn't feel comfortable, and I was just coming for Brittany. No, you was on some old bullshit. Your whole attitude was about it. And then he said, well, if that's how I felt, then, I would have been calling you all kinds of bitches. Now, here's what I find interesting, CBS. You bleeped it out in that conversation, but when he called her out her name 3-4 times, you didn't bleep none of that. But now all of a sudden, you want to bleep him calling her a B. Second of all, Derek, you're lying because you did call her out her name. You did call her a bitch. Couple of times. So I appreciate that Tiffany stood her ground. I appreciate that Tiffany didn't go for the rah-rah. And Tiffany's thing was, and the fact that you sitting here and you still not apologizing to me, you still don't feel like you owe me an apology, that lets me know that me and you ain't the same. We just not the same. So I know Tiffany and Ozzy have been able to work it out and been able to come to, a happy conclusion. But clearly from this conversation, and y'all know I don't look at the live feeds, so if something else went down, I don't know nothing about it. But from this conversation, baby, I do not feel like they made any sort of amends. I don't feel like it. Now, as for these nominations, Sarah Beth basically, she wants the power to be used, right? She wants, and listen, once again, kudos, Big Brother, for having this power, introducing it, and people, and kudos to the players for understanding the importance of knocking these powers out and playing strategically enough to make sure it happens. So Sarah Beth's thing is, listen, the person that I want to put up or don't put up is going to be the person that either will or won't use the power, because I want that power gone. Because next week, when I'm no longer able to play for HOH, I don't want that power looming over me. So the power this week is, what is it? It's the roulette wheel, basically, where you can play to take somebody off the block and then roll the roulette wheel, and anybody else, for the exception of you and the HOH, is now up for grabs, right? So Sarah Beth wants somebody to use the power. Why does Sarah Beth want somebody to use the power? Because, again, she doesn't want it to loom over her head next week. So one is figuring out how much money everybody has, because some people ain't even eligible, don't have enough money to use the power. And two, who would be willing to use it? Now, Elisa said, hey, got you. If I'll do whatever you need me to do as far as so I can stay in this house. Derek, he sort of hedged a little bit, but again, everybody's going to tell the HOH what they want to hear. So when it came down to it, I think I wrote this money down right. Where did I write the money down? Did I? Oh, here it is right here. So when it came down to it, this is how it went. Claire had $100. Tiffany had $100, I think. Derek F had $150 because he lied. He didn't tell nobody he still had $100 in the bank. That's probably the smartest thing you done on this damn show. Derek X, I don't remember what he had. I think he might have had zero. I don't know what he had. Azza had 100. Hannah had 150. X has 150. Sarah has 50. And Alyssa has 125. If I have the numbers wrong, my apologies, but it really don't matter because the only person that played was Alyssa. Nobody else played. So, of course, Alyssa wins the power. Here's the problem, though. And Big Brother, I'm going to call bullshit on this. Because the one person that Alyssa did not want that roulette wheel to land on is the one person that roulette wheel landed on. Oh, let me rewind. Damn, my bad. Sarah Beth put up Claire and Derek F. Right? Claire and Derek F. And so, again, the one person that she didn't want that wheel to land on is the one person that the wheel landed on. And the one person that wheel landed on was who? X. So now they took Claire off the block and put X on the block. So as of right now, there are 2 cookout members that are on the block. Now, we still have Power Veto to play. And don't put any spoilers in the chat. I already know who won POV. I'm not going to say it here. This is a spoiler-free zone. But what I find interesting is Alyssa was unconsolable, which is understandable because that's your friend. Your only friend. Your only ally by your own admission in the house. So, let's see tonight. Let's see who wins. Let's see who goes up as the replacement. And let's figure out what's going to happen tomorrow night. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.